what case or cases is the most successful and illustrative? What makes that case successful, possibly arable? So I do have sort of a list of case studies that I've put together that, I mean, all of these are good. Um, and, you know, you can see I have a list here and I have everything kind of mapped out here with like the problem, the challenge, the solution, the results. Um, in general, I want to say like, what are the biggest sort of wins? Yeah, it's really there. We have a lot, and there's definitely a lot that have done really well. If I were to look at these clients and tell you where I think the biggest wins are, Build Ops has been huge. We have a ton of coverage for them, and like all over the place. It's been a huge success. Circle CI, long-standing client, goes back years and years. Tons of developer media coverage. Imprint was really good. I mean, it was a short-ish engagement, but for the profile that we got for them in Forbes, absolutely fantastic. Um, Super Layer was great. Vanta was also another short uh, engagement, but the thing we were tasked to execute was really well. Like we got them a great feature piece in Forbes as well. Uh, Density was fantastic. Density, well, one of the best. I mean, like every magazine feature article you can think of. I mean, truly phenomenal. And you can see all these in the results section of my site. Uh, Cadena was absolutely crazy good. Lots of like Fortune. I mean, huge, totally top tier, published stuff on them, and that's like unheard of for crypto because crypto's a lot of fake BS. Arable, obviously, agreed. Totally awesome and wonderful coverage. That's where I would focus. I mean, I have wins for all of these, and I have the case study document that talks about the wins for some of these areas, but those are probably the ones that stand out to me as being most impressive for like various reasons, like just like the actual, you know, results themselves were really strong, and also like, yeah, like some of it is just like comes down to like the brand name. Like a lot of people don't know Arable, even though it's really cool. It's a cool company doing cool things. So maybe there's not as much cachet, but like we had tons and tons of stories for them on doing really wonderful stuff, and this isn't even all of it. There's way more. They just had a whole bunch of stuff with Google. They just started partnering with them, and we got them a bunch of coverage with Google. So yeah, like tons and tons of awards. There's more awards here than I even have listed. Fast Company, most innovative companies, Fast Company, next big things in tech. Like that, this was a wonderful multi-year, very long engagement, like probably 5 or 6, 7 years, something like that. Um, AI was good with browser base. I mean, it was a short engagement, but they were coming out of stealth and no one had heard of who they are. And so we executed on their sort of like one big key moment. Where is it? Do I not have it here? Oh, I must have passed it. It's so short. Yeah, so they got their article in VentureBeat, and it was like they had just raised a little bit of money. And you know, if you look at them today, they're winning like award after award after award. They're getting like a ton of coverage. They they're just on a roll. They're raising insane amounts of money. And so this was cool because this one was like coming out of the shadows. A lot of times companies ask us, "Oh, you know, have you worked with companies that are, you know, known, and it's like, yeah, this is a great example. Nobody knew who they were, and we landed a great feature for them. And the other reason I say that this is browser based is good is because if you look at the analysis that I did in Slack, the the leads, right? So many of them are from AI, and a lot of companies are going to be asking those questions. If most of these leads coming in, 21% of all of our qualified leads are AI, that means that we need to be profiling our AI stuff. And the thing is, a lot of my companies these days, they're all using AI, which is why even there's you see some overlap. Like I'll have Circle CI, they're going to be in the developer section, but they're also going to be in the AI section because they're using AI. But the truth of the matter is, Circle CI is like a developer company first before an AI company. So their whole thing is, I mean, you can see now they're all about AI. They're going hard on it. But if you go to their core, they're like a DevOps company that's like integrating AI to make DevOps better. But if you were to just say like truly like AI, it's browser based because browser based is like they basically built a headless browser platform that lets agentic AI robots crawl the web easily. And that is a huge deal. It's solving like infrastructure, piping, and like the piping challenges on the web. So yeah, so I think like from a AI perspective, any of these is good, but browser based stands out for being like, and they're also like venture backed by like I think Sequoia, so they have a ton of credibility. When I look at, I mean, I call this cybersecurity. It's really like Vanta's like kind of sits in this realm of cybersecurity and also compliance. They're really recognized. People know them. They're like worth more than $1 billion. I don't work with them currently. It was a very short engagement, but the engagement we did was very successful. They had this crazy good Forbes profile, and then just some other kind of coverage that went along with it. So yeah, like I think that was a pretty awesome win. And you can see I reuse a lot of stuff because Circle CI, again, they do deal with security. So there's a little bit of overlap where like one company can fit into multiple categories. For crypto, Cadena by far is the best. You can see I got them on Bloomberg, I got them in CoinDesk, I got them in Fortune, I got them in Forbes. Like as far as crypto goes, this is like unheard of. So that was super successful. Super Layer was also really good. Um, you know, developer, obviously you're going to see Circle CI, but Teslio, this was cool. This is a founder from Estonia, and she's like really big over there. Everyone knows her, and so we had a ton of stuff profiling her. So that was good from like a thought leadership perspective. Sometimes people come in and are like, "Yeah, we have this dynamic founder," and you can see we got her all over the place, and it was really more about building a story around her and her entrepreneurial journey as opposed to, hey, here's just like a product. So I think, yeah, I could gaming. Truthfully, we're going to be like deprioritizing gaming and not even including it on the new site because I don't think I've gotten one single gaming lead. So there's no point in even me telling you about them. IoT, density was huge. I mentioned them earlier. This was Wired, Fortune, the Wall Street Journal, TechCrunch, The Information. I mean, we were absolutely CNBC, absolutely Business Insider, Axios. This was crazy. This was crazy. This was so good. This client, we absolutely crushed it for. And it was like product launches and news. And you can see all these, you can read any of these articles to find out like what exactly we did or why it's good. But, I think some of this stuff is pretty obvious. Arable is agriculture, but they're also they use Internet of Things technology in order to accomplish the stuff within agriculture. So again, there's some overlap here. Uh, SaaS is like, I would say, super important as well. When you look at our leads, what is it? Four sectors account for 53% of all leads: AI, venture capital firms, SaaS companies, and developer tools. And truthfully, I really don't end up closing a whole bunch of venture capital. If I were to say, like right now, what am I closing? It's usually AI, SaaS, and developer tools. These are like the ones that I close the most, that are my go-to. And I would love to be able to build out some of the other ones here, but it just takes time. And from a win perspective, I think, yeah, build ops is what we're doing today. I have a whole bunch more coverage besides this, but we've gotten like founder profiles, putting them in Newsweek, having them write op-eds. We've had them go on podcasts. They just raised like, I don't know, a ton of money. They're worth $1 billion now. They're one of the 100 fastest growing companies in the US today. So yeah, they're ultra successful and absolutely crushing it. And that's why I think when we talk about what cases should we profile, like there's a mix, right? Like you want to profile the companies that people recognize and then they'll be like, oh, Build Ops, that's cool. They work with them. Also, it's very niche. And like that's why that lady reached out to me and she's like, oh, you do construction PR? Oh, cool. I have a client or a company that you should work with. Because not a lot of people do that. So that I think is important. And then yeah, Tenzo was like restaurant, food, like sustainability kind of thing, like a little bit. Like they're like SaaS. Um, Campaign Monitor. They do like B2B email marketing. They're based in Australia. I mean, we got them tons of wins too. Tons of wins. So mostly around like product and funding stories, things like that. Sustainability mostly just going to be Arable because again, you can see the overlap between clients and stuff. Arable in this case, their Internet of Things, their agriculture, and their sustainability because they play in all three areas. And most recently, the stuff I haven't even uploaded to the site. It's like they partner with Google to work with farmers to save like hundreds of millions of gallons of water and not wasted on irrigating when they don't need to irrigate, not spraying pesticides when they don't need to spray pesticides. So that's cool. And then the last is like the venture capital. Uh, Worked with a venture studio named Bread who just wanted to like get their name out there more, just wanted to just do PR. So partnered with them and got their founder, published an entrepreneur. It was a lot of the same thing. We just got them an entrepreneur column and published them an entrepreneur a bunch. So I don't know that this is the most compelling story. S28 Capital, long time ago, we did get a Wall Street Journal feature for them, but that was it. Although Wall Street Journal is big, but it was a long time ago. And then Super Layer, which again is good, but it's also overlapping with crypto. So that's kind of the overview of the cases. If I were to look at it, I don't think I would say uh, what makes the case successful is just like I think there's a combination, right? The case has to be like their story was told in a positive way, which obviously, if you see anything on my site, I'm not going to put anything negative. So that's easy for you to find. But also, like, what makes it successful is that it's in a big publication that people want and respect. Like, they respect Fortune, Forbes, Wired. When people see those logos and they see the articles, they immediately go, oh, that's awesome. I want that for myself. This is definitely the company, the PR agency I want to work with. And then they can click into those articles and they can see, oh, they told my story. And, they can see that the product was, positioned well and that the founder was quoted positively and everyone, was made to look really good. So I think, yeah, like what makes it successful, perception, execution, all that stuff. And then I've kind of walked you through the ones that I think are are the most successful. And from there, if you have further questions, like if you look at this and you're like, I think we're going to profile maybe these companies, like, can you tell us more? Happy to. Just ask.